Hi, it's Greg. So, most of you have done your treatments. You've done your beat sheets. That's great. I saw a lot of good stuff there. I saw people using farce in a number of them. In other words, I could tell by reading the beat sheet that you were aiming for farce, whether you even thought of it that way or not. And by that I mean you were putting characters in positions where they really needed something badly that related to their character in some way that was typical of that particular character, right? And they were doing outrageous things that we might laugh at to get them. Phil is so excited about this that he actually does this to achieve it. Perfect, that's farce. The more you can create that, the funnier your scripts can be. It's very hard for me to tell you how to be funny because it's true that some people are more naturally funny. I've noticed that over the years. And those people gravitate towards writing comedy, and the people who aren't gravitate very often towards writing drama. That's all just natural. But if you want to write more funny material, I can't make you funnier any more than I can make myself funnier, but I can tell you how to construct a story that is more likely to get you jokes, and that's by using farce. Characters doing what's natural for them, whoever they are, they're all different. Understanding their differences is important. To get something they want, the harder they try, the more we can laugh. That's the idea. Also, special note about Mitch and Cam. Remember, they're two different people. A lot of people, I've seen this because I've taught this class and used Modern Family many times. A lot of people kind of make them the same. They're hardly that. I mean, they're hardly that. Just like the other couples, the other married couples, they are, as individuals, very unique and different. And that's what makes them fun to watch because they've got a lot of inner conflict. So don't forget that they're different, all right? Distinguish the two. There are certain things Cam would do that Mitch would never do, and vice versa. Same thing can be said for Phil and Claire. Okay, so what we're going to do for the final assignment is you're going to write a 3-scene story, okay? I want you to write just an A story, just a B story, just a C story. In other words, from what you've already treatmented, what you've already written a beat sheet on, pick the one you like the best, given some comments I may have written on Canvas. It could be the A, which is Phil and Claire. It could be the B. It could be the C, Mitch and Cam, whatever it is, and write the 1, 2, 3. So you're going to write 3 scenes of exactly 2 pages each. A couple of people still have problems with the format. Look at Modern Family and look at your own format if there's more space. If Modern Family is single-spaced and the words start right under the character, then you've got to do the same thing because you're writing for Modern Family. Because there's variation between different types of sitcoms. Okay, so look at that. But basically you're going to write 3 scenes, A 1, 2, 3, or B 1, 2, 3, or C 1, 2, 3. You're going to gap. You're going to be wary of your locations, which you're going to tell me in the slug lines. Use as little and as few stage directions as possible. If you have to say it, but don't overdo it. Reading a scene where it's all visual description, I usually mark that down because I want to push you to use words to accomplish actions. That's what makes sitcom especially, but TV writing in general, tends to be more verbal than screenwriting for film, feature writing. Okay, so that's what we're focusing on. Pushing the story through words. There can be physical comedy and there can be visual comedy, but please don't depend on it. It's got to be worth killing that space. If you're going to write 3 or 4 lines in a row, flush left to flush right on the page, and you're really writing a lot of stage direction and description as if you're writing a movie, it had better be worth it in a TV script because time is such a big factor in television. 3 2-page scenes, either all the A, all the B, all the C, drawing from the treatment you wrote. If you want to change it, that's fine. If you didn't like what you wrote or you want to change it based on my notes, that's perfect. But still, either all of Claire and Phil's, all of Jay and Gloria's, all of Mitch and Cam's. A 1, 2, 3, B 1, 2, 3, C 1, 2, 3. Write them out. That's the final. Okay? Take your time. Do a good job. 2 pages to each scene, not 2.5 pages. I stop reading at the end of the bottom of the second page. Okay? Reduce stage direction. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes. Remember, especially for the first 2 scenes you're going to write, what happens next. That's what you want the reader to be thinking at the end of the first and second scenes. What happens next? And in general, you always want that. Try not to resolve scenes 1 and 2. In scene 3, also try not to resolve it, but you can resolve it at the very end, like on the very last page. But as soon as you start wrapping things up and people are going, oh, I'm sorry, I'm mad at you. Oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood that you were dressed as a chicken, whatever it is. As soon as you start doing that, the reader will start to go to sleep. Because the story's over and everyone's just shaking hands and it's ending. Right? Just think about a football game or a soccer game. When one team's winning 100-0, you stop watching. When the outcome is no longer in doubt, you don't pay much attention. It's only when there's tension, when the two teams are very close together, that you go, oh, I want to watch to see what happens. Okay? So that's it. Use a lot of conflict. If you want to be funnier, draw on farce. Construct a farcical situation within your scene or your story. You don't need to rewrite the treatments. Just put what you learned into your scenes. You are, again, drawing on the treatment. But if you want to change it and make it better, that's fine. You don't need to rewrite the treatment. But look at your treatment. Pick one of your 3 stories, all your A, all your B, all your C, and just write them. Put them on the page. It should be 6 exact pages. And send it to me as a PDF. That's the final. Okay? And I have your treatment so I can look at that as well in terms of how those scenes would fit into the other storylines. Don't write the other storylines. You're going to send me 6 pages in a single PDF. Okay? Don't send 3 separate scenes. Just 6 pages in one PDF. If you have any questions, email me at depaulg@newschool.edu. Remember, you have to finish all of the assignments satisfactorily to pass the class. Obviously, there's a couple people who are very far behind. If you're very far behind, you need to do the work and you need to do it quickly. Okay? If you're on schedule, just send your work in. You're probably doing great. All right? But you have to get everything done by the end of the class to pass the class, to be absolutely clear. Okay? Thank you so much.